Hey everybody, thank you for watching this third episode of Ducks Quacks at SPC 11. So excited with our lovely guest. And what we're going to talk about in this episode is the social activities of SPC 11. I'm sure you guys know Jeremy Thake and Marcy Keller. They've written up an awesome blog post on how to get prepared for SPC 11. To get it going, so Jeremy, let me start with you. Introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, and what are you looking forward to for SPC 11?
Cool, thanks, Dux. So my name is Jeremy Thate. I'm based in New York. I work for AvePoint as an enterprise architect, so I work quite heavily with the product team there. And I also co-founded NothingButSharePoint.com with Mark Miller. So if you're familiar with the SharePoint Dev Wiki and end user SharePoint, I've helped kind of be the creator of that site. And Marcy, who's with us, has obviously helped a lot with the user experience there as well. So thank you, Marcy.
Thank you.
What am I looking forward to? I guess for me, I go to a lot of conferences, and SPC is the big one for the SharePoint community. It's where everyone comes from all over the world to kind of get together and meet and socialize and catch up. We spend a lot of time online via Skype, via email, via blogs and forums, chatting to each other, but meeting people face to face in person is it's really important to have that kind of that actual natural normal human thing to do, which is actually catch up with people and chat in person.
Sure.
I remember in the 2009 conference, there were so many people that Joel's just joined us. Hey, Joel. So many people that I didn't know in person that I just thought I knew because of the Twitter interaction and Facebook interaction. But then you actually get to know someone for real in person, which is another different experience altogether.
Well, great. Well, Joel just joined us. So, Joel, we kind of got started, and essentially people are going around introducing themselves. I'll turn the mic to you last, but Marcy, introduce yourself and tell us what you're looking forward to SPC 11.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Marcy Keller, and I am joining Perficient, a services integration firm, and I'll be working as a national consultant. I focus on user experience and user interface design and architect full lifecycle solutions with talented people like Joel, Jeremy, the developers, the IT pros. I work with them. What am I looking forward to at the conference? Social aspects. I'm looking forward to meeting people in person and sharing experiences, finding out what got people interested in SharePoint, and connecting with them, finding things that we have in common, and having fun, of course, and learning. So the event I'm looking forward to the most is the red party, because I have a red dress.
There you go.
I've heard about the red dress.
Yeah.
So Joel, this is what, your fifth SharePoint conference? Or sixth? Or fourth?
Well, it depends on if you count, SharePoint conference, Slovenia, Peru.
No. Let's just talk about the U.S. Microsoft.
Yeah. I haven't missed any that are in the U.S.
So introduce yourself and tell me, what are you looking forward to? SPC 11.
SPC 11. For me, it's mostly about the networking. It's the big family reunion, the big SharePoint family reunion. Seeing everybody coming in from all over the world, and seeing people that I haven't seen since I was at their place. It's kind of like I remember seeing Jeremy first in Perth, and then seeing him at the conference. And then seeing him in the context of everybody that I know, it's cool dynamics there.
Absolutely.
Last SharePoint conference, here was a group of SharePoint Latin America guys that were all kind of hanging out, and it was like, hey guys, let me introduce you to the guys, from the Middle East, and it was kind of cool to connect Mo with Luis and being able to see the dynamics and. Everybody knows everybody, but they do.
So the three of you in the last week published blog posts really around the social aspect of SPC 11, right? So I'm going to start with Marcy. Marcy, you have 11 tips, and a lot of people appreciated that, and it's all over Twitterverse. So what made you think about coming up with that blog post or providing those tips?
I was actually preparing for the conference myself and remembering things I didn't do right at the last conference, or even at SharePoint Saturday DC. I wore terrible shoes one night and had to trade shoes with Joy. So I made sure that terrible shoes did not make it into my packing list. Preparing for, how to make the most out of my time there. A lot of it has to do with you get things set up so that you can actually spend time talking to people, like real people, while they're there. You don't want to be looking for your, if you want to be blogging, which I need to be blogging, you need to be prepared for that. How can you make the most out of your time in a session and, share things with the community? So,
well, talking about sharing, Joel, how do you think with SPC 11, folks like us or everybody going to SPC 11 provide value to those not going? Marcy just raised one example about blogging, but do you have any thoughts and ideas around that?
Well, even from the last SPC, I remember the fact that it was a trending topic on Twitter. So that's just to say how long the community itself has been involved in Twitter. There were over 20,000 tweets or something that week. I've been on the other end of that with with PDC, the developer conference, and being able to watch the keynote online, yet not necessarily be there in person, and being able to watch the Twitter stream and be able to watch what's going on with other blogs, and then you get the whole context of the stream
right.
and what's going on through live blogging and so on. And you actually get quite a bit of context.
And I think that's what's so powerful and unique about this community. People are there, but I guess the nature of the platform, everybody's so social, but also wanting to share all this goodness that's happening there to everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, living in Australia as well, it's a lot easier for me now in New York to get to all these conferences in America. But, I remember the 09 conference, it was a 33-hour door-to-door flight, waiting in different airports to get to Vegas for that trip. So I couldn't attend a lot of the other SharePoint conferences. So the Twitter streams, the blogosphere, the photos that people put up on Facebook really helped to make you feel like you were there. And there's some really great guys, for instance, at Bamboo that blog when they sit in the sessions. And those blog posts are so useful. Like you feel like you've been at the session and yet, you haven't. And sometimes the PowerPoint decks that presenters put up aren't enough for you guys to kind of get the information you want out of it. And
right.
The Bamboo guys do a really good job of almost like documenting the whole session for you, paraphrasing things so you can kind of digest it all. And even for attendees, there's so many sessions at these events that you can't attend all of them. So the blogging aspects of it means that you do get that coverage that you might have missed if you haven't got access to the slide decks or, as I say, if the slide decks aren't giving you the full information as you would be if you're at the session.
So Jeremy, recently you were at the Build conference, right?
Yes, I was.
I was catching up with some of your thoughts, and it's like, it was I think it was very strange for you because you were on bed at like 10 o'clock. You're already sleeping.
I know, that's right. It's very different to a SharePoint conference where, you can't walk past the hotel bar without, 50 people pulling you in for a drink. The Build conference, I come from the developer community in Australia, so the Aussies were kind of there to back me up, but I didn't know too many of the American development community. So it was a real eye-opener. It kind of made me realize that, that's what it used to be like when I first joined the SharePoint conferences. So when I wrote my blog post, it just really encouraged people to come up and speak to us. If you follow us on Twitter or whatever, if you read our blogs, we're not going to bite if you come up and say hello. For me, it's a selfish thing. I love getting questions off the community because it makes me grow as an individual as well, because the way I think about SharePoint is very different to how other people think about it. And I love hearing those like left field questions to me, which is a standard question for them, because it really challenges me to come up with the answers on the spot or have to go away and really think about it. So I always encourage people to come up and say hello.
So talking about bars, Jeremy, you had a blog post on how to survive it.
So
what's that? What's your number one tip if you can share it?
So water in between alcoholic beverages.
Water, okay.
It's key, absolutely key.
Not what I was expecting.
Well,
but I did read that in your blog, the water tip. That's a good one.
Well, somebody told me before, and I'm not sure if it works, before you do anything, drink milk or olive oil, because it's going to coat your stomach that it won't get to you. So.
That's radical.
Yeah. So,
but yeah,
I bet there's an app for counting. I bet there's an app for counting how many beverages you've had.
That's right.
And it would probably be able,
Right Marcy?
I'll look that up.
It is important for people to understand it's a marathon. You know, don't spend all your credits on the first day. Obviously, you'll spend quite a bit at the red party, so make sure you spread it out because there's something going on every night.
And also a word of advice: don't drink and ride the roller coasters.
Or at least do it first.
And if
Either
you can
first
get
one.
to the Morton Steakhouse, I took a visit there while I was there for the build. I highly recommend it. You'll probably have to book it in advance, but it's an amazing restaurant.
Yep, yeah.
And that's right next to the Hilton, right next to the conference venue.
Okay, so gang, we got a few minutes left. Before we wrap this up, one word or one piece of advice for everybody watching this. What would it be? A few days from now, it's SPC. So what's the one advice you want to give to people coming? Let's start with Marcy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Social apps. It's install social apps on your phone. Make sure that you can do that so that you can stay connected.
Good. Joel?
Let me divide this into two. I think one of them is you need to decide what sessions you really, really, really want to go to. Decide those ahead of time because you're going to find out that there's a lot of things. There's a lot of people pulling you different places. So you need to decide ahead of time what are the ones that are, I'm not going to miss this, and put those ones in your calendar so you're getting the reminders. And as well, these parties, decide ahead of time, again, what you really want to do because some of them are probably going to sell out or there's a good chance that, you know, you're going to miss it and you're going to regret it as well. But, yeah, on the social side, batteries, extra, you know, how many times does your phone run out before, because you're starting early and you're going to run out. So make sure you got, you know, those batteries you can plug into your phone or you're carrying around your cord or something.
I have one of those too.
Talking about batteries, these puppies stay good for 10 hours for your laptop and cell phone. So carry this one.
Very
What's
important.
it called?
It's called Hyperjuice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hyperjuice.
There's a Duracell one as well, which is very good, which I use. So you can plug your iPhone and your laptop in at the same time.
Yeah.
Because the iPhones and the Windows phones die. If you're twittering on them for 2 hours, you're going to run out of battery pretty quickly. And then by the end of the day at the conference, you've then lost your phone in where you're trying to communicate on the social event. So
And you miss out. You do miss out if your phone's dead. I'm sorry.
Jeremy, what's your advice?
My advice is from experience of being an international traveler and now an alien in New York, a legal alien, I might add. Is very much on the side of the social aspect is don't be afraid to buy an American SIM card at the airport to chuck in your phone. Don't be tight and not have any mobile phone capability for SMSing. Actually go and just purchase a SIM card for $20 with roaming internet because, well, it would be internet locally because roaming on your phone and text messaging from an international phone, you'll come back to, like I did, $800 bill when I got back to Australia. So for the sake of $30 SIM card, I'd highly recommend it.
Well, that's still cheaper than Joel's $500 Apple or something. You know, when we remember?
Yes. Got stuck in New Zealand paying for a mangosteen in New Zealand.
How much?
Still paying for that.
Well, good.
$500.
Hey,
500 New Zealand dollars.
Thank you. Great to talk to you. Looking forward to seeing you in a couple of days. But, you know, definitely, for everybody watching this, you see their Twitter names, so make sure you connect with them before the event. Other than that, have a great day, and we'll see you in a few days.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Stick to ducks.